Someday, in the not-so-distant future, it happens. The moment you realize you're ready for anything. Get a degree in emergency management from Jacksonville State University and be ready for where you're going.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday morning, the 19th of November. I'm James Spann. Nice and quiet today. Cooler today. Rain as the weekend begins, then much colder. Maybe the coldest so far this season, blowing in over the weekend. And what about Thanksgiving week? Well, let's go in there and take a look. We'll begin with the big picture this morning. This is the water vapor satellite view, and thankfully things are pretty quiet. Troughing over the northeast. Got some clouds and disturbed weather back in the western U.S., but it's colder down here as expected. Look at that. Birmingham, the coldest spot in the state. Again, that's a great example of why this is not exactly a one-number kind of place when you talk lows. Birmingham at 36, but you go either side. You've got temperatures 9 degrees warmer at Tuscaloosa and Anniston. They're in the middle 40s. High today, probably upper 50s in most spots. And around the nation, pretty cold up north. They're in the teens and 20s around the upper Midwest. Check the watch warning map. Pretty quiet around the nation. Nice and calm after the big severe weather outbreak Sunday. Winter weather advisories for parts of Montana, and that's about it. Here's the rain for the next 5 days. Of course, all of this will come late Friday night and Saturday as the weekend begins, and this is suggesting rain amounts of about 3/4 of an inch up in the northwestern corner of the state, with lighter amounts down this way, closer to 1/2 inch. And we'll take a look at the timing on that as we go here. And it's kind of an odd-looking tropical storm. It's a subtropical storm, and to me, that's more of a cold core North Atlantic system. But nonetheless, they decided to give this thing a name. It's Melissa. Sweet Melissa. Remember the Allman Brothers song from the 70s? I'm probably the only guy old enough to remember that. This thing will go out to the middle of the ocean and stay there. It's moving northeast and no threat to land. All right, let's take a look at the GFS. This is the 06Z run at noon today at the surface. And you can see the dry air's in place. Be a nice day, sunny with a high in the upper 50s. Tomorrow we start the day in the upper 30s. Start to warm up a little bit, but not much. The high will be around 60, and that's below average. The average high for today and tomorrow is 63. All right, this is Thursday. Moisture begins to return. A surface low forms over the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. Looks like snow is going to crank up over Montana. Showers break out around the Arklatex up toward Kansas City. But we think the day here, Thursday, will be dry. Now, the sky probably mostly cloudy, or maybe cloudy at times with the moisture return, but it just doesn't look like it's going to rain on us. I guess there could be a speck of drizzle somewhere, but just not enough to mention in the forecast. Okay, this is Friday. You can see the deal. A very cold Arctic high is beginning to build into the northern states. The surface cold front is from near Indianapolis down to Fort Worth. And the showers, if this is right, this is noon Friday, and those showers could easily creep into the northern half of the state Friday afternoon. And we'll mention the chance of a shower Friday afternoon. The better chance could be Friday night. Now, the NAM is a little slower. This is the same time. This is noon on Friday on the NAM. And it's dry, but clearly there will be a risk of showers for the high school football games Friday night, the playoff games. So if you got something on the docket, just be aware of that. And this is Saturday as we kick off the weekend, the surface boundary coming through. Now, the GFS wants to end the rain by noon on Saturday. It's kind of good news, bad news. It's good news if you're going to, say, the Alabama football game. That game kicks off, I think, at 1 o'clock. And if this model is right, the rain will be over. But the bad news, it's going to be windy and cold. With temperatures falling into the 40s, a north wind of 10 to 20, it is going to be raw and cold. But again, if this is right, the rain would be over by midday. But the European model is slower. This is the European, valid at 6 o'clock Saturday evening, and it's got the batch of showers coming in. You know, the GFS has done pretty well, and we'll respect that. And we'll mention the chance of rain mainly Saturday morning, windy and much colder Saturday with falling temperatures and an icy north wind. Not your Chamber of Commerce day. This is Sunday. The day will be sunny but windy and cold. I'd say the high in the low to mid 40s. Some folks up around Huntsville and the Shoals might stay in the 30s all day. There's a look at the anomalies. It's just cold over the entire eastern half of the nation. This Arctic air blows in here. This is Monday. We'll start the day down in the 20s. Latest guidance coming in not as cold. As you can see, the surface high is off to the east, and actually a south wind could begin. So, it might be that Sunday morning is the coldest morning. Whatever, we go way below freezing both Sunday morning and Monday morning, and then we'll start to moderate a bit Monday with a high over 50. This is Tuesday, and let's just go through Thanksgiving week because everybody's asking questions. This is Tuesday, a week from today, and again, the consistency has been good in this idea. The GFS brings a surface low in the western Gulf. On to the east, it's got rain breaking out Tuesday over much of Louisiana and eastern Texas. This is Wednesday of next week, busiest travel day of the year. And if this happens to be correct, the better chance of rain would be over the southern half of Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia with the surface low in the Gulf. Maybe some heavy rain for the Gulf Coast. But other than that, much of the nation looks relatively quiet for traveling. It'll be cold up in the Midwest and the Northeast, but, that's what you expect around Thanksgiving. This is Thanksgiving Day. The surface low is near Jacksonville, and we kind of go wet. And this is kind of hinting that we might be wet Wednesday night and Thursday of next week. So Thanksgiving Day, if this is correct, could turn out to be wet. But just for the fun of it, we'll check the European, and it's got an entirely different idea. This is Tuesday at midday. It's got a band of heavier showers coming in here, and then Thanksgiving Day, we're dry as a bone. But again, the GFS has been performing very well here lately, and we'll kind of ride with that in the forecast process for now. We'll check the end of the forecast. This is the 4th of December. Fairly high amplitude pattern with troughs on the east and the west coast, ridging in between. And if that's right, the weather would be fairly quiet here. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can, catch us on ABC 3340 News this evening on the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.